Join me as we talk about what is the secret for you to achieve the success that you want. It's something that most people don't do and they don't want to do it. But once you do it and once you master it, then you'll be able to achieve your goals. All my life, I have wanted to find out what is the key to get ahead and be successful. Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and I want to share something with you here, my fellow Steamians, my fellow D-tubers and D-sounders, those that are working here in the digital media, how you can get ahead. Now, this applies to steam it in your production. Sometimes it's very difficult when you're trying to get it done. You got to grind it out, as Exile has told us so many times. At Excel, Mark, the person from Rotterdam, does a lot of work on steam. There is a way you can do it, but it's something that not most people just don't want to do. Matter of fact, it's something that's pretty simple, but it's not easy. And what it is, I see a theme through several books. I want to share with you some books that I've read that can help you to see what this is. Matter of fact, the first book we're going to start with is one called The Obstacle is the Way. It's from a guy named Ryan Holiday, and he wrote it. And I want to take a peek and share some of the things that he says in that book that can help you. Where he says right here, he says, our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. That's important. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes, the obstacle to our acting. And this is really important here. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. What it is, as Marcus Aurelius said, we're turning obstacles upside down. That is a key. You know that there's going to be obstacles. Some people go into it and they get hit with the first thing, something going bad. Oh no, I can't do it. Well, boo-hoo. I'm sorry, you had a little delay. Your flight didn't make it. They said no to you. Big deal. People are dying in this world. People have gone through all kinds of hardship to succeed. And as you can toughen up and realize in your mind that that obstacle helps make you stronger. That which does not kill me makes me stronger, is what Friedrich Nietzsche said. And I think he's right. And this book here really talks about that when he says we go on that way and we saw that we can do it. Here's what Marcus Aurelius said. He was co-emperor and on. And from what we know, he truly saw each and every one of these obstacles as an opportunity to practice some virtue: patience, courage, humility, resourcefulness, reason, justice, creativity, whatever it'll be. Every time there's an obstacle and something gets in the way and slows you back, what you've got to do is figure out, how can this make me stronger? What can I learn from this and get better at doing that? The same kind of theme is echoed in another book that I saw that I wanted to share with you also. So good, they can't ignore you. This is from Cal Newport, a great man who is a professor at Georgetown University. And that's a quote, by the way, from Steve Martin. You've got to get so good that they can't ignore you. Let's take a look at some very important principles from that book. Here's a quote from the book that I thought was particularly good, and it talks about Ira Glass, who is a radio announcer here in the United States for public radio. And he talked about Steve Jobs and what Steve Jobs did to get ahead. He emphasized that it takes time to get good at anything, recounting the many years that is, it took him to master radio to the point where he had interesting options. The key thing is to force yourself, there's some tough words, force yourself through the work. Force the skills to come. That's the hardest phase. That applies to Steam It. There's certain skills you got to learn. How to produce it, how to work with video. Hey, the video work I'm doing here, I'm doing this. And I had to learn it. It took time and it was frustrating. It didn't work. Some of the best Steamians out there have learned what to do. And they've learned how to do it by practicing on and on and on. I think Jerry Banfield's a good example of that, how he has mastered a lot of different technologies, and he shows people how to do that as well. This is something you want to look at and what you can do. I like it. And this is what he said. So here, what Ira Glass said, work is hard, so suck it up. Yep. Welcome to the planet. It works that way. You have got to get ahead and get really good at it. Don't just follow your passion. It's one thing that Cal Newport talks about. You hear that a lot from people. They'll say, well, just follow your passion and everything will be fine. No. Life is such that you do have to work at it. You've got to get out there and really go after it. It doesn't just fall out of the sky as unicorns and rainbows. It takes persistent work at valuable skills that the market wants. That's a real key. And another thing I want to share with you is from a very important book that I like a lot, Tribe of Titans by Tim Ferriss. This book is one that really does a good job explaining how this works. Let's take a look at something from that book. In the book, Tribe of Mentors, that's the name of the book, the Tribe of Mentors, we see that he talked to many different people. And one person that I have admired greatly is Steven Pressfield. He's a man that has written several really good books. And you'll find that they have a whole lot of capabilities there in looking at it. But what we want to do is take a look at this one right here, where he says, a quote, "The disease of our times is that we live on the surface. We're like the Platte River, a mile wide and an inch deep." Steven Pressfield said this, and I think he's right. We've got to go in depth on it and be able to take a look at what's happening and be able to really get expertise. Here he went on and said it even more in depth when he said, "Real work and real satisfaction come from the opposite of what the web provides. They come from going deep into something. The book you're writing, the album, the movie, and staying there for a long time." This is an important consideration, and it's something that we have to make sure that we are doing right. We stay with it, and we work with that tribe of mentors to help us. As you do that, you'll be able to do much better. In Steemit, you can do it. You've got to perfect and work on what you're doing, but it gives you the ability then later to have the skills so that you then become valuable in the marketplace, both in Steemit and elsewhere. You're learning skills, how to communicate, how to create video. This is important in our digital world today. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Leave your comments below. Please re-steam this and upvote it if it's worthwhile to you. That'll let us know, hey, this one's good. We want to keep doing more like it. So I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Terry Brock.